Okay, so the next accessible game development tool we're going to look at is called Kodu Game Lab. I like this one. I think it's very aesthetically, it's really nice. It's a 3D world. It's very easy to get results, so you can see something happening and you've actually programmed that. And it does have a lot of depth to it as well. There's a big community online who've used the tools given to create all sorts of different games. We're going to look at a few of those as well. So, what is Kodu? It's created by Microsoft. Microsoft have long been trying to create a software application that will allow young and old people to start developing games without having to know the syntax of programming. This is their latest one. It's released for Xbox 360 and Windows, both platforms there. The Windows version is free. If you get it on Xbox Live, it's $5. That will be your Xbox 360. You can use either the Xbox controller to program it, so it's very accessible to kids who would be used to using Xbox 360 controllers, or as I'm going to do, you can use a keyboard and mouse. And as you'll see from that image there, it's very Minecrafty in its look. It's very cutesy as well. That's just the style they've gone for. It's not for young kids. It's accessible to young kids, but it's not only for young kids because of, as I said before, the depth of it, even though it has that sort of cutesy look to it. So the great thing about it is it avoids typing code. That image there shows the radial menu that will pop up when you try to program. It will give you options that all have code behind them, but it's a very visual coding style. It's a 3D simulated environment. Everything happens in a 3D world. You can create all sorts of 3D games within here, rather than the other ones such as Scratch, which would be more 2D, where you're just seeing the squirrel or whatever your object is moving 2 dimensions. This has 3 dimensions, which adds a lot more games that you can create, and you can create ones that are similar to ones that you would see commercially available. Types of games. These are all people have made these games. You can download them. You can look at the types of code behind them. Types of games made with it: racing, strategy, role-playing game, RPG, that is, adventure, platform, puzzles, and first-person shooter. When we have a look at it here, it might seem like it's a bit limited. You can only do certain things, but once you have these tools, young people will get very creative. They've even created stuff like FIFA in this Kodu application. Okay, so let's have a look at the promotional video from Microsoft on Kodu.
It started as a way to help kids learn how to program. But also now, they can create their own games.
Yeah, this is my world. I want it to close. So let's test that out.
My favorite part was creating the game, the story I made, and it was really fun to do.
We were able to integrate our writing with technology, and the kids just went on their own and they built all kinds of wonderful virtual worlds, and they had a blast.
It's really cool though.
Thanks.
How long did it take you to design it?
A couple months.
Uh-huh. So you want to be a game designer?
Maybe.
Yeah? Yeah, you're only 5th grade. You don't have to make up your mind now. You got time to decide.
So to get Kodu, you just go to www.kodugamelab.com. Big green button at the top there, get Kodu. This will take you to the Microsoft Download Center. Get an advert for Surface Pro there, and underneath there, Kodu Game Lab, hit download, and then just install it as you would install any other program. If you're getting the Xbox version, just go to Xbox Live, and it's a simple download from there. Back to the website, there's some good stuff on here. Worlds, this is where you can download worlds created by other people if you want to see what is possible. There's some really interesting ones here. The most downloaded ones: race games, Call of Duty, someone's done Call of Duty in it, ice hockey games, FIFA game, Need for Speed game, and even Super Mario Brothers, all been done using the Kodu engine. There's another good bit here, the resources. These are sort of guided learning paths that are created for use with the Kodu game engine. There's a good selection here. Algebra, geometry, stuff like that. You can connect Kodu to a BBC micro bit, which is a little circuit board with flashing LED lights on, and you can get it to interact with that. There's a good one there, game design course. So I'll just click on that. 5 weeks, getting started with Kodu. Rapid prototyping, we've been through all this. I mean, this is really good for demonstrating the principles of game design through an actual game engine. Game mechanics is there, what's the game experience, and then adding games of skill and chance. So some good stuff there on the Kodu website. Okay, so once you load Kodu, this is the menu you're going to be faced with. The first thing I would do, you're going to have this bit here, news. If you expand this, Intro to Kodu MEC course. If you just click on that, it's going to take you to a website. It's part of the Microsoft community. It's an introduction to Kodu where people can go through. It's all gamified. You get points based on how much you complete. Introduction, coding, placing objects, and then you get general knowledge and a test at the end. So it's well worth having a look at. Okay, back to this. The first thing, even if you never get onto coding in Kodu, it's also really good at creating 3D worlds. Really inspired by Minecraft, as you're going to see, the way it's done. So if I just hit new world here, this is what you're faced with, just a blank tile like this. You have up here, this explains the controls to use to navigate the world, or based on whatever menu you're on. You see the change, and it's going to show you exactly what keys do what. I'm using a mouse, so these are mouse controls up here. You can, if you use an Xbox controller, it'll automatically detect that and show you the corresponding buttons you need. Okay, so get creating. We have these tabs down here. That takes you home, that plays your game. We haven't made a game yet. This one navigates the world for you, so that's all we're doing right now. If you look here, you've got these buttons. So if I right click and move, I can orbit around the world. If I zoom in with the mouse wheel, I can zoom in and out, and then I can pan the world left and right. So if you ever want to have a look around the world, you just click on this hand and it'll take you to that. This one I'm going to come back to. This controller here allows you to create new terrain. So just click it wherever you want and hold the mouse and create new terrain. I've actually selected one there. If you select these blocks up here, you get to select different tiles to use. There's a huge selection of them there. The default one is that one, I think. I'll just go back to it here. Right through them all. Select that one. And there you go. So you can create as much of a world as you want, as much terrain as you need. And then if I click on the hand button again, I can then orbit around and look at what I've created. Moving on from that, we then have create hills and valleys. So you click on this, you'll see the Minecraft inspired bit here. You can change the brush size. That's going to show you how big the brush is, that flashing mark, using the arrow keys. So I'll just start pulling it out here. It's very much the blocky Minecraft type of land. I'll create a bit more here, create a mountain up here maybe, and then maybe one over here. You just keep it pressed in the same place, it's going to get bigger and create more spaces. The next one just flattens it. If you've created it and you want to flatten it down, just click that. Hilly or rough ground, this creates big spike towers type things. There you go. Just keep it pressed. They can go as high as you want them to go. So I'll create a few of those over here. The next one across there creates water. So I'll just, there you go. I've got it selected to lava there. Again, you have a tab here. I'll select water. So just get rid of that one. Make sure water selected, and then there we go. I'll select the hand again to zoom in and orbit around it. Just put a bit of water on the terrain there. This button erases stuff, and this button has a whole load of settings, like a lot of them. Some are quite useful, some are more technical here. We can change the sky, for instance, to maybe some sort of sunset, and then the day lighting, I'll put that to the same. And if we go back, we've created a sunset world there. The other control that I haven't covered yet is this one, which places objects in the world. The objects are pre-made 3D objects. They have bits of animation and a bit of character to them already. So you click it and then you just click it wherever in the world you want, and this is the first time you're going to see this radial menu, which you can use for programming and stuff. We can create, there's a whole selection of pre-made objects. Trees look quite nice. I'll create a tree, I'll put it there. That's a very big tree. Okay, so if I right click on it, I can program it, I can change the settings, I can cut it, I can copy it, I can change the size. I want to change the size of it there. So I'll just make it down, put it down to maybe that big. Then if I click again here, again it's going to come up. I might put in, I don't know, an octopus, why not? Same thing, very big, change size, shrink. And so you can just populate your world by just placing here, add object, many objects, fish, turtle, missiles. Let's escape out of that one. Fruit. Place some apples there. But the main object we want to be putting into this world, the one that it's named after, is this little robot character here. He's called Kodu. So I'm going to place a Kodu. There he is. If we go back to the hand here, move around and we can look at him. See, at the moment he's doing nothing. This play button, if I press the play button now, nothing's going to happen. We haven't put any code on him. He doesn't know what to do right now. We're going to teach him how to do stuff in the next lecture. So I'll just press play there. He's just standing there, the water's coming up, but nothing's really happening yet. So in the next one, we will go through how to program code it.